Hi guys, it's Beth. Welcome. It is time for the December sheetload of cards. I can't believe it's December already. But Alicia over at Call Me Crafty Owl here on YouTube is kind enough to put together a card sketch for us every month. Not only is it a sketch, it's also a supply list and a cut list. Everything you need to make a certain number of cards each month. So this is free for us to use. All she asks is that you be a subscriber to her channel. So I think that is an awesome deal. And this month for this sheet load, it makes 9 cards. And I changed it up a little bit. I am still working on this Jingle Jolly paper pad from Recollections. I believe I've used it for a sheet load or two. I know I've used it for 10 on the 10th collaboration a lot, but I'm down to a hot mess of scraps now. But I used this paper and I decided that I wanted to. I usually make photo cards anyway, whether it's I go through a website like Shutterfly or whether I make my own. Since my kids are still young, we tend to do the photo cards. And this year I thought, why not use some of my collaborations to get my cards made? So that's what I did for 10 on the 10th, and that's what I'm doing today with the sheetload of cards. So I took Alicia's sketch and I really liked the bones of it, and I liked the fact that it had, a good sized piece here where she has patterned paper and a sentiment or an image, and I'm kind of using that for my photo. But I decided to change the shape up a little bit. Hers, I believe, is 3 by 3. I made mine the white piece here, which is going to be my photo mat, is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that's what I had started with on the last round of photo cards I made for 10 on the 10th using a different design. So I wanted to stay consistent with that so that whatever photo I take of my girls here in the next week or so, I know I just need to frame, get the photo in the right orientation so that I could get a 3 by 4 picture out of it. So I changed that up. I used the same card mat, and I already had these card mats pre-cut from the pad because I had gone through and it took all of the solidish patterns so that I could use those for card mats and then use the more bolder multicolored papers just for kind of embellishing the card. So I have just kind of a tone on tone red circle pattern for the background on this particular one. And then here I pulled in like a multicolored, like little mini ornament pattern. And so I guess a big obvious change I made is that hers is a horizontal layout orientation. Mine I turned to vertical because if I would have used this mat on the horizontal, it would have taken up like this whole width of the card. So I made mine a vertical orientation. But I still followed, I have a strip down here that I didn't mat because I would have ended up matting it on white, and it's already like a white background pattern. And I pushed it all the way to the left just so you can see a little bit more of it. But then I still have my white panel here, like her square panel, kind of off to the side, like towards the right side. And then, there's a little gap up here where you can still see that matte paper. So I stretched her sketch a little bit and turned it into what I needed for my photo card. So again, this white panel is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it kind of doesn't look great right now. But once you get a photo on there, it's going to, cover a lot of that white space, and it's going to, pop a little bit more. And because I used this spot for my photo instead of the sentiment that she called for, I decided to add just a little strip down here for a sentiment. So Joy and Peace, it's I don't even remember what set it was. It came from Michael's at one point. But I wanted to use the word joy because I had used that on the other batch that I had made for 10 on the 10th. And so I liked this because it was joy and peace. So, and then I felt like it needed just a little bit more pizzazz. And so I did add some white vinyl circles up here that I had cut out of scrap vinyl. And so all of my cards like have that same layout, but the background panel and the patterned paper panel changes. I think there are at least 2 or 3 of each background paper, and then same with the patterned paper strip there at the bottom. So just kind of a nice variety. And then for the inside, I have some pieces scraps that I ended up with after trimming down this panel down here that will be perfect for using on the inside of the cards, but I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to print something out for the inside of my cards just to save myself some writing time, since by the time I get all my cards finished, we're probably going to be mid-December, or if I'm going to handwrite them. So I'm not sure if I'm printing something out, then I want to print it, adhere it, and then put like a pattern paper strip somewhere on the inside. So I haven't done anything with the inside, and I actually made 10 cards just because when I cut my card bases, I had 10, and I ended up, once I cut all my strips down, I had an extra strip and I had plenty of the mats already made. So I went ahead and made 10 with this one. So those are my Christmas cards using Call Me Crafty Owl's Sheetload of cards for December 2021. There are other collaboration team members that are sharing their sheet loads today as well, and their links will all be down in the description box below, as will the link to Alicia's channel so that you can become a subscriber if you're not already and get access to the sheet load. It's a fun one. So thank you guys so very much for your time, and hope you all have a very crafty day.